Alrighty, guys. Got a nice little 5 game slate for Tuesday. I didn't have a video yesterday because I'm backed up with appointments. I have an appointment tomorrow. I have an appointment on Wednesday. Tomorrow, another checkup for pneumonia, and then dentist appointment on Wednesday. So, yeah, that's why I didn't have a video. But we'll have videos. I might not have a video Tuesday night just because I have to be up very early for a dentist appointment. It's super early. I have to get what are those called? Um, Temporary crowns put in, so that's gonna be fun. But yeah, 5 game slate. As always, I post all these videos. They go to Reddit, and then you can ask me questions leading up to lock about the slate, anything you need. So I'll have that link down below. We can close that. Then if you ever need to get a hold of me privately, you can get a hold of me on Twitter right here. You can just message me. I will always reply to you. And then if you're looking for more in-depth content where I give you guys sportsbook plays, I also post sportsbook plays on Twitter as well. We just cashed another Twitter play. So yeah, I'll have that down below. And then if you're looking for more in-depth content where I give you guys player pools for cash GPPs, videos, more sportsbook plays, I can just give you like a little sneak peek. Give you guys a whole bunch of sportsbook plays, player pools with cores, and then videos, um, and then a whole bunch of people we can talk to. I'll have that link down below too. All right, yeah, we can go over some lineups from the past couple days because we haven't done this in a bit. As always, I'll show you guys my results. Yeah, let's go over some lineups. That was NFL was pretty damn good. Showdown we're not gonna go over. Um, Showdown I just maxed the mini max, and got owned as you can see. Where is the next NBA day? Whatever. We'll just go over yesterday. So this was yesterday. This was one of my lineups. Kenrich Williams, DNP for no reason. I had Justin Edwards in that spot, and then Justin Edwards wasn't starting, so I was like, okay, Justin Edwards is going to be like 50% owned, and he was. So I was like, okay, people aren't going to see that news. I'll just swap to Kenrich Williams, who is a better point per minute guy. I thought would still see like high teens minutes at just lower ownership, and he projected pretty much the same as Justin Edwards. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to swap to Kenrich Williams in this lineup. Didn't work out. And I also had Shaden Sharp here in shooting guard because I had all my other spots filled, and he just comes off the bench. So I was instantly screwed. I swapped Kobe White there. Just unfortunate stuff in that lineup. This was my other main slate lineup, so I did break even a little bit on the main slate. I made money overall because night slate did well. This is my other lineup. Of course, I played for Simons being out. That's why I had Sharp in shooting guard. I had Scoot Henderson in this lineup. Went with Lowe and Zach LaVine. That worked out pretty good. Domantas Sabonis, Ricky Council was a free square. Jalen Williams, he was a core play. Isaiah Joe, one of the best values. My core here was SGA, Jalen Williams, Ricky Council, and then I told everyone in Discord to play for Simons News, get to at least one to Scoot Sharp. So a ton of us had really good days yesterday. And then this was my night slate lineup. Pretty straightforward lineup here. It was a really chalky night slate. Went with Corey Kispert and Zach LaVine to get different. Also worked out pretty damn well for me. So yeah, pretty good day yesterday. But like I said, it's been a bit of a bad week. NFL did great, so that helps a little bit. But yeah, let's get into 5 game slate. Knicks at Brooklyn. Great spot here. We could see like someone sit here on a back-to-back, maybe like Cat potentially sitting, but right now we'll go over it assuming everyone is in. And I mean, how would you not absolutely love 9.7k Cat going up against like the likes like Nick Claxton? She'll play 40 minutes in a competitive game, one of the best rebounders in the league right now, stuffing the stat sheet. He's facilitating. He is their best scorer. I don't understand how you don't absolutely love Karl-Anthony Towns tomorrow. My only issue is just potential blowout, but we know with Dibs, he'll play him deep regardless. Jalen Brunson, now that he's this close in price point to Cat, I just much prefer playing Cat, but firmly in play as well. I'd much prefer him more if like Karl-Anthony Towns got rolled out. Matchup isn't anything amazing going up against the Nets. Like Ben Simmons should be in. I believe he's probable. But Nets are just so bad, and they're so limited to playing with like G leaguers and stuff like that. He clearly has a ceiling. He's more of a larger field GPP player for me. Like I don't mind him. I think it's just I'd rather just play Cat. But the good thing is, going to play big minutes. Him, Cat, Wombo combo. I'm going to do everything for this team, stuff in the stat sheet. Peripherals have been up and down of late, which is annoying. Like, every time I take his under assist, he just nukes it, and every time I don't play it, he goes under it. It's actually hilarious. I don't think I've ever hit his under assists. He always just soars. But, like, you can look at his lines are usually like 7.5, 8.5. He like barely ever goes over it. But every time I do, it's like boom, 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 right? But still fine. Not anyone I'm going to run to roster here with Brunson. I think Hart's okay. I think I much prefer like Cat out. If Cat's out, I'd like him a lot more. And I think McHale and OG do seem a little bit too cheap. Good spot for both of them. And then we'll go over if Cat's out in a second. I'm not going to touch his value. Now, if we get like Cat out for some reason on a back-to-back, he's been questionable. That's the only reason why I'm going over this right now. I would fully expect him to play, but we'll see. If he's out, then we know what to do. Like, Brunson looks fantastic. He would be one of the better plays in the slate. Josh Hart would look good. I'd really like Mikal, OG Anunoby. Pressure 2 would be a really good value. Jericho Sims would be playable, although I wouldn't love it, especially if he picks up a little bit of ownership. So yeah, keep an eye on that. I do expect Cat to play, though. Moving on to Brooklyn. Yeah, I respect the Knicks defense. I don't know if I'm going to go out of my way to play any of these Knicks tomorrow. It's really disgusting. Zaire Williams is out. Keep an eye on who starts for him. We could get like, I don't know, what would they do? Cam Johnson, Nick Claxton, Ben Simmons. Maybe like a Jalen Wilson, potentially. I don't know. If someone starts for him, be a playable value. But in a really bad matchup going up against the Knicks that might lose by 50, I don't know if I can run to roster any of these guys. Cam Johnson would be your high ceiling. Nick Claxton going to get pulled away from the basket because Cat plays out to the three-point line. Rebounding upside could be really bad for him. Yeah, all priced up. It's just with how little scoring this team has, it's tough for me to want to play anyone here. If for some reason D'Lo plays, he'd probably be my favorite, along with like Ben Simmons. But I'm not really liking anything here, to be honest. Let's move on to Orlando. Great spot here going up against Toronto. There are some plays I do like on this team. So Paolo Banchero was on a minutes limit last game, still remaining on a minutes limit. If we get news that they're going to like up his minutes, I think you can fully consider him at this price point in large field GPPs. If we get news that he's like going to be randomly full go one day, then yeah, of course he's going to be a really good play if we get news he's full go. But I don't think we're at that point. I still think he's only going to be around 30 minutes, so he's only a large field GPP play for me. But I like these secondary plays. I like Cole Anthony quite a bit at 6.5K. Got into foul trouble last game, but in a competitive game, should play over 30 minutes. Him, Paolo, they're two highest usage players. They don't have anyone to score. It's basically just Cole, Paolo, Wendell Jr. a little bit, and then no one else to score. So, like, he's going to have a really large role. So, like Cole, I don't think anyone's going to play him tomorrow. I think he's a good GPP play. And I like Wendell Jr. quite a bit at 5.9K. They're just going to have to play him big minutes. He has to have a much larger scoring role. He's rebounding the ball well. It's a good spot going up against Toronto. She'll play over 30 minutes. Still think the price point's a little bit too cheap right now for the role that he has. So, liking Wendell. Anthony Black at 4.4K should see mid-20s minutes. Playable value. And then I don't like ever playing like Tristan Da Silva, Contavious Caldwell-Pope. Jonathan Isaac is only getting backup 5 run right now, so it's tough to want to play him. But like some games they will let him go, and he does have this type of upside. So I thought I mentioned him just for large field tournaments. He could break the slates, like playable large field play. But with him only getting like backup 5 run right now, it's pretty tough in single entry. All right, moving on to Toronto. Quickly going to remain out here. Chris Boucher is questionable. So, yeah, not a good spot going up against Orlando. This game should be pretty sloggy, slow-paced, good defensive team in Orlando. Should be tough to score on them. With quickly out, Scotty Barnes is going to remain in a massive, massive on-ball role, playing the point for this team and playing huge minutes. I think he'd probably be my favorite play on Toronto. I do like him, even in a bad matchup. Just the role is absolutely elite right now. I think I much prefer him to like an RJ Barrett at a similar price point. He does have a ceiling, but really bad matchup. But gonna play big minutes. Jakob Poeltl, we have Kelly Olynyk back, so like minutes aren't as secure, but the price point is cheap. Fine GPP play for me. Grady Dick at 4.2K, losing minutes of late, but she'll play around 25 to 30 minutes. I think he's decent value for what this slate has to offer right now. And then Bruce Brown is playable. And I don't mind like a Kelly Olynyk for value. She'll play at least 12 to 15 minutes. Really good point per minute guy. He is the flat min price, so I actually don't mind Kelly for value. All right, moving on to Portland. Solely depends on Simons news. If Simons is in, I don't think I like much here. I think Grant's fine at 5'1". I think like the guards look a lot worse with all the guards healthy. Scoot's been playing amazing. We do have Klingon still out. Robert Williams is playable, and Jabari Walker both playable. Keep an eye on Robert Williams news. If he is out, then Jabari Walker would be a solid value at 3-1. How many minutes did he play yesterday? 11 minutes. It's disgusting, but Eaton's gonna have to play big minutes if they're both out. I mean, if they're both, if Robert Williams is out, I would really like Ayton at 6.4. They just have to play him a ton of minutes. Just keep an eye on that news. So I like Ayton quite a bit if Robert Williams sits. If Robert Williams is in, they still have more options. Still be playable though. Probably my favorite play on Portland. And then if Simons is out, I mean, I really like Scoot at 6.9K. He's just gonna play close to 40 minutes. His role right now is just absolutely elite. He's stuffing the stat sheet. Sharp went to the bench. Like Scoot would be a really good play. I'd like Denny. I know it's not a good matchup going up against Miami. Just they're gonna play these guys huge minutes. So I think you have to have interest if Simons is out. Like Scoot, Denny, still like Ayton regardless. Sharp off the bench played over 30 minutes, and then Grant at 5-1, he played 30 minutes. I think he would be a solid value. I don't think anyone's gonna play any of these guys. It's like I definitely like Portland and GPPs if Simons is out. Moving on to Miami. So, Khalil Ware is actually playing alongside Bam Adebayo some. Now, I don't know if we're going to see 34 minutes again because the game blew out, but, like, if he's going to play alongside Bam Adebayo and play decent minutes, I think he's a pretty damn good value. What else do we have here? Butler at 7.5. He just, this guy, I don't know what to say. Should play low 30s minutes. Fine. Tyler Hero, your ceiling play on this team. Bam Adebayo, just there. And then, yeah, kind of like Khalil Ware for value. Terry Rozier had a good game last game. Duncan Robinson, I think, is decent value as well. Great spot for him. So don't mind Duncan in GPPs. I think Khalil Ware, probably my favorite play on Miami. And then Tyler Hero next. And then Duncan in the third. Bam Adebayo's fine. Jimmy Butler, fine. Let's move on to the Sixers. So Paul George questionable. Yabusele questionable. Everyone is questionable here. I tried to look on beat writers to see their exact statuses. So we'll just go over it like both ways. So if we get the same situation that happened the other day that happens today where everyone's out here, Tyrese Maxey would look fantastic. I mean, if they want any chance of keeping this game somewhat competitive, it's going to have to be a big game from Tyrese Maxey. So would love Tyrese Maxey. Kelly Oubre at 6.3K. When they're thin, Nick Nurse just plays Kelly Oubre just an absolute ton of minutes. So really like Kelly Oubre, really like Tyrese Maxey. The value here would look really good. Ricky Council would be a fantastic value. Justin Edwards would look solid for value. Bono would be a really good value. Eric Gordon would be playable. Pete Nance got some run. Yeah, there would be a decent amount of like here, mainly with the value on the Sixers if everyone's out. If we get everyone in, then yeah, like Paul George, still interested in Maxey. Kelly Oubre, big downgrade. The bigs, if we get like Drummond out and Yabusele in, then yeah, like Yabusele just because they have no other options. And that's it. Then we can't get to like the value if everyone's in, like Paul George. All right, moving on to Denver. Yeah, I mean, Jokic is just going to absolutely nuke this Sixers team without Joel Embiid. So he is the best spend up on the board. Probably going to get you close to a triple-double. His rebounding has just been absolutely absurd. His potential has been absurd. He's playing big minutes in competitive games as long as he stays out of foul trouble. He looks fantastic. He's the best value play or spend up on the board. My only concern is potential blowout because he plays the entire third. So good chance he could sit the fourth. Jamal Murray at 7.4 is too cheap as well. Been on of late, just absolutely nuking this game, too cheap. He'll play the fourth too if it's a blowout. He'll start fourths, I believe, if I recall correctly. So Jamal's definitely too cheap. I don't like much else here. I think Aaron Gordon should play low 20s minutes, a playable value. Braun, Michael Porter Jr. at 5'9 does seem a tad bit too cheap, I suppose. Westbrook, All right, last game of the night, guys. I think it's a game you definitely want to have interest in. Fine spot here going up against the Lakers. Brogdon, I would expect to remain out for this game. So, assuming that is the case, Black Coulibaly at 4.2K, I think is a good value. Then one more on ball, like I said. Peripheral is going to be there. Kispert's playable. Same with Keyshawn George. Jonas at 5K. Should see around 20 minutes. I think it's fine. I think I prefer Sarr in a vacuum at a similar price point, who they've been letting go of late. And then if you think this game stays competitive, I think you want to look to like Jordan Poole, Kyle Kuzma, although they've been awful last two games. Lakers, yeah, I think 80 up there with Jokic is one of my favorite spend-ups on the slate. I absolutely love him in this spot going up against the Washington Wizards. I also think LeBron James is one of the better spend-ups on the board, so I really like Anthony Davis and LeBron James on the slate. Reeves is priced right. He's going to play tomorrow. He said he expects to play. I don't really like this value, though. I think like Rui's priced right. All this value is priced right. So that's going to do it for the slate, guys. Hopefully you guys had a good weekend. Videos are back. I will talk to y'all on Reddit and in Discord.